perfectly okay to follow the funny side quests that your intuition sends you on. Today I am making a beef stew, and it all happened because I was driving down the road and I saw my favorite grocery store. Their sign when I was sitting at the light was about beef something or another. Beef stew. It didn't say beef stew, but all of a sudden I just remember my grandmother, who's now passed on, and I start thinking about how, so we lived in North Carolina, we would drive down to see her in Florida, and every time we arrived when I was a child, there would be a huge pot of beef stew waiting for us. Now, I was actually raised vegetarian, although I think the whole family turned vegetarian somewhere when I was 3rd or 4th grade. I don't remember exactly. I never noticed that we were vegetarian. There were several moments of me realizing we were vegetarian when no one had told me, or I just never noticed. I have no idea how this happened. But even when we were vegetarian at home, and I remember my mom asking my grandmother to stop making beef stew, I would always eat it. And so I think my grandma was like, well, Rachel's still eating it, so I'm still gonna make it. Regardless, I loved that every time we went to her house, that was what she did to prepare a nice meal and get ready for our arrival. And it's just really sweet to me because, again, like, I'm flashing back to like 35 years ago or probably more of when she would do this, and it's something that sticks out in my mind. It a little bit makes me want to think about, oh, does my family have these meals that make us feel so cozy so that when my kids are older, I can make it for them and that'll feel like they're coming home. So today I'm making beef stew. It's actually going to be vegetarian-ish, and I'm going to cook the beef separately because my daughter's vegetarian. Sometimes my son is vegetarian, sometimes he isn't. Sometimes I'm vegetarian, sometimes I'm not. I guess I'm in the flexitarian stage of life. But the long and short of this is, I had the time today to run into the store and get the ingredients for beef stew. And there was a moment when I was sitting there at the light and the grocery store was beside me where I thought, okay, if I turn right at the light, I can turn back into the store's parking lot. And if I go straight, I'm just going to go home. And I knew that if I went straight, I would go home, and I was looking at the rest of my day and I thought, there's no way I'm going to go back to this store today and buy the beef and make the beef stew. Like, if I'm going to go, I have to go now. This has to happen now. And one of the biggest reasons I'm sharing this with you is there was also the moment in all of this where I said to myself, this is a little bit silly. Like, why are you doing this? There was a part of me that's thinking, you have a whole list of things to do today. I think I've gotten to maybe 2 things of my list of 8 things to do, which, okay, I should not have 8 things to do on my list. I really need 2 or 3. Periodically, I keep on telling myself, stop putting so much on your list because you know you're not going to do all of these things, but I have the list, so I make the list. So these were all the things that ambitious me of last night thought I would do today. Again, I've done 2 of them, which I'm happy that I did 2. But I'm really happy about this side quest. I'm really happy about, you know, a person could say this is ADHD motivating you, and or intuition, or both. But what I'm thinking about it that I find really delightful is intuition is one of those things when you have the time and you feel the nudge and you can follow the nudge, it's really nice to add that to your life, because here is the coolest secret I know, which now isn't really a secret anymore. I don't know about you, but most of the best, craziest memories of my life were not necessarily a part of the planned experiences. A lot of them were when I went off script or off schedule and did something spontaneous just because I felt like it. And I really think there's so many of us, we don't have the time or the money to have a eat, pray, love kind of year. You know, it's the new year. You're probably setting your new goals. But what if you give yourself an extra 30 minutes, an extra hour here and there, have a little bit more buffer in your life, a little bit more room in your day, so that you can follow these juicy side quests? Because you may or may not know where it's going to end. I may find out that my kids do not like beef stew or vegetarian beef stew. Hey, live and learn. Or we may decide this is our new favorite kind of stew. I already know it's going to have me talking about my grandma with the kids who they never met, and bringing up stories, because this sign spurred me, reminded me of this meal that made me remember my childhood. And I am one of those people who thinks, in the nicest way possible, that everything happens for a reason. And in everything happening for a reason, I say it's the nicest way possible because it's not like a judgy, everything happens for a reason because we gotta teach you a lesson. That's what the universe is here to do, is to teach you a lesson. It's not like that. It's more of, there are hidden surprises all around your life. I mean, isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that a much more fun and delightful way to do things? Here's the other thing. And this, I'm not going to finish this tangent. This is just going to be, I guess people call it an Easter egg. This is like going to be a teaser of an idea that I'll have to come back to another day or in another video, which is that these intuition nudges are so important. The doing things spontaneously out of your schedule are so important, because here's the thing. You're living your life probably almost the same as last week, the same day and same time, almost the same lots of things. And if you are totally thrilled with all the moments of your life, then cool. But if there are things you want to change, then you're also going to have to change something about your brain. You're also going to have to change these neural pathways. And one of the ways to change a neural pathway is to make a different choice to do a different thing. You know, I went grocery shopping at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. Let me tell you, it was not the best vegetable selection. I know everybody in my town practically is going grocery shopping Saturday or Sunday. Sunday's big grocery shopping day here. I bought this meal plan. In the meal plan, she's like, the meal plan comes out Thursday, Friday, you know, make your plan. And then she's like, on the weekend, go shopping for your groceries, and Sunday do meal prep. Now, 2 years ago, or maybe 3 now, we had a meal prep plan, and they kind of said the same thing. And what my husband and I realized time and time again is, I'm not going to do meal prep the same way I do the big grocery shop for the week, even though this other person already took all the mental jobs out of it. So I am going to do my meal prep, it looks like, at least this week, on a Monday. Who knows how long I'll keep up this whole meal prep thing anyway. But I'm going to do my meal prep on a Monday, because Sunday with family time does not work. But Monday, the coaching group I'm in, there's a call, so I can listen to the call while I'm prepping the food in the kitchen. I can just do the amount that I want to do. It's just a win-win, and it works for me. I haven't really tried this whole meal prep on a Monday thing, but it's something new. I want to have a different result, so I'm doing different things. And some of the best new results you're going to get are going to come from a funny idea that a part of you could easily disregard as silly or unimportant, or I don't have the time for that. So give yourself extra buffer of time and try out some of those silly, spontaneous things. See you around.